Good morning, my darlings. Welcome to a brand new vlog. I wasn't actually going to vlog today because I'm not gonna lie, my eyebrows are looking awful. They're at that stage. Backstory, if you haven't watched the previous vlogs, I had them microbladed last Friday, which was a week ago today. It's currently Friday. The healing stage is 10 days long, and I'm currently at the stage where they're a little bit scabby, they're still quite dark. I don't really want to give you a close-up, to be honest, because they don't look great. But I'm not worried because the lady that did my microblading, Sean, she sent me like a follow-up PDF and it tells you about the different stages. I think I'm a little bit slower than the healing stages that she has in her like chart, because it's meant to shed on like day 5, like the skin shedding like a snake. It's kind of gross on day 5, but I'm on day 7. Obviously everyone's skin heals at different times. So yeah, because I'm self-conscious about my eyebrows, I wasn't going to vlog today, but I'm actually way more productive in a day when I vlog. I don't know why that is. I guess when I get my camera out, I'm like, oh, I must do something to be interesting on the vlogs. And it just kind of gets me up and gets me cracking on, if that makes sense. So as you might be able to guess from this morning's attire, I am gonna head into the gym. So we are going on holiday in 2 weeks, and I've not been eating particularly well lately, especially last week when Charlie's family were here. Loads of meals out, lots of chips, loads of pizza, lots of sweets, lots of cake. So yeah, I just feel like I want to try to be good from now on. I'm not good at being self-restrained. I love food. I don't love exercise, but yeah, gonna get in the gym. I'm gonna do a Blogilates resistance band butt exercise, and then I'm gonna do a half-hour spin. However, I'm waiting for the Hermes guy to come and collect a package. He's meant to be here between 10 and 11, so maybe I'll just take the package to the gym with me. As you might be able to tell from the sunshine coming in through the gorgeous windows, it is a it's a glorious day today. That is my favorite weather expression. And sunny days always make me feel more productive. So because we've had Charlie's parents here for the last week, I've got quite a lot of things I need to get on with, lots of work that I have kind of pushed to the side, lots of catching up on emails. I've got quite a lot of editing to do. I've got 4 beds to strip, 8 towels to clean, 8 towels to wash and tumble dry. Luckily, Lala said she's gonna help out with the ironing and then make the beds again. So like that kind of stuff. Just general house chores. So that's on the agenda today. I've also had quite a few deliveries over the last week, so I'll do some unboxing with you. We actually had a really lovely one from Jules that arrived yesterday, and luckily I opened it up when everyone was here because they sent some amazing cookies to celebrate their new, they've launched homeware. I'll show you that shortly. Charlie is currently at the cottage. I'm gonna ask him to film some horizontal videos of how it's currently looking there. I'll pop those on the screen here. If he actually remembers, if there's nothing on the screen, then he didn't remember. But hopefully the Hammonds, I've just noticed, is that cracked? Maybe it's meant to be like that. Yeah, I think the Hammonds guys are there completely finishing the kitchen today. The last few doors, the flooring guys are there basically like buffing the wooden floor and then varnishing it. Annoyingly, we couldn't get the carpet guys to come for a couple of weeks, so that's a little bit of a hold up. But to be honest, the cottage is not going to be ready now until August, which is a shame because I really wanted to launch it in July. But it won't be long until I can let you guys know when and how you can book it, which is so exciting because hopefully we're going to have some great weather here in August. And yeah, very, very exciting. I just can't wait to get in and furnish it. Obviously, we've got so many lovely bits and bobs from Le Creuset and Pro Cook and now Jules. So many gorgeous like crockery bits. I just can't wait to I can't wait to furnish the place. It's like moving house, but not. It's very fun. So yeah, I've got the house to myself pretty much all day. Charlie's gonna be at the cottage managing things there, and then he's got a haircut, blah blah blah, so I'm gonna make myself a nice lunch. Yeah, I'm just doing that thing now where I talk to you instead of getting into the gym, so let's stop procrastinating and get into the gym. My 2 favorite little boys sitting in the sunshine, Is it a nice day for you, Dada? Is it a nice day for my Dexy? Are you sitting in the dappled sun? Hello, my little baby boy. Are you sitting on your favorite mat? Does anyone else speak to their dogs like this, or am I totally crazy? Oh, my floof, my so floof. Have you ever seen a puppy so fluffy? No, we don't do rude things. Don't do rude things. I need to trim my balls later as well. Alina, my little Lynn, little chicken nugget Lynn, little chicken nugget Lynn, little chicken nugget Lynn. Don't be rude. Oh, you are the best dogs in the world. Paint me like one of your French girls. I love you.
It's all you're gonna need. Unless you have like a super booty of steel, then feel free to go higher. But I'm gonna stick with the light here.
Oh my goodness, that is the best smoothie I have ever made. I always do my smoothies after a workout, but this one has got I had a PR delivery from Mindful Chef. Charlie and I do actually subscribe to Mindful Chef anyway, but this delivery had sachets of smoothies, and I think it's got goji berries, banana, mixed berries. So I put that in here, as well as my usual oats, bit of peanut butter, tiger nut milk, and a spoonful of my Beauty Chef stuff, and that is delicious. I might try and find some goji berries so that I can add that. I think that's probably the secret ingredient that's making this taste so good. So I have just had a lovely pampering shower. I actually did, I have been meaning to get into doing this for so long. I did a little bit of dry body brushing. Apparently this is such a good thing to do for lymphatic drainage in your body. You literally just quite gently brush always towards your heart. So I did that for about 5 minutes. You have to be careful to do it really gently, because I remember I tried it once and I ended up slightly cutting myself because I did it too hard, and then because you do it before you get in the shower, it was really quite stingy when I did it last time. So I did it really nice and gently. I'm going to try and actually stick with this and see if it makes any improvement. It's meant to be really good for the smoothness of your skin. And then I have just popped on a little bit of fake tan, so hopefully I will feel great over the weekend, nice and smooth, nice and tanned. Admitting that I am already addicted to watching Love Island. I have so many questions. Why do we never see them properly eating? Like, we never see them having a proper meal. How were they all so tanned already when they went into the island? I wonder if they had to do like 2 weeks quarantine, but also 2 weeks away from the world, away from social media. I guess they were just allowed to sunbathe, like purely just sunbathe during that time, because everyone that comes in has just got such a good suntan. It is making me very excited for holidays. Luckily, because I have got my Surfshark, I will not be missing any Love Island when we go to Ibiza later in the month. I mentioned this as a scenario for using Surfshark last month as well, but I had a few people writing to me like, Josie, what is Love Island? And I realized that not everybody watching my videos is obviously from the UK. So if you are from a country that doesn't have Love Island and you're wondering what all of us Brits are going on about, you could also use Surfshark to watch it. I know I talk about Surfshark all the time, but it's essentially a VPN, which is a virtual private network, and it allows you to place your device anywhere in the world. So if you are in Madagascar. I don't know why that came to the top of my mind. Germany, Singapore, wherever. You can place your device as though it's in England. It'll think it's in England, and then you can watch Love Island on ITV Hub. But equally for us in the UK or those in the US, if you are traveling abroad this summer and you don't want to miss out on any Love Island, you can, so when, for example, we go to Ibiza, ITV Hub doesn't usually work out there, but I will just use my Surfshark to place my phone or my laptop or my tablet back into the UK, and I can watch it just the same as if I was at home. And you also have added security. There's another layer of security when you are using Surfshark. You can choose from hundreds of different countries. It's so easy to do. I have recommended it to so many of my friends and family, and as always, I've got my discount code, which is for 83% off and 3 months extra for free. I'll leave those details on the screen here and at the top of the description box. I honestly don't know what I did when we used to go on, because I've been following Love Island closely for maybe, okay, it's probably only been 3 years. I think I just had to like catch up when we got back from holidays, and because it's on TV every day, there's just too much to catch up on. You literally have to keep up with it. But that's just one use for Surfshark that I personally think it's so useful for. I've done it for other things like shopping, getting the H&M Wildflower collection before it launched in the UK. There are so many uses. It's amazing, and that is why I continue to work with them. So I've got to do a little bit more hair drying. I'm trying to limit my purple shampoo usage because I have been using it quite a lot, and I've noticed your comments saying that my hair's starting to look a little bit grey in places. I'd rather that than it go coppery, but yeah, might actually leave it to dry naturally while I make myself some lunch. Can you see Dexy? He's literally just sat in the middle of the drive by himself. That is such an unusual little doggy. This is my camera on 12 times zoom. What is he doing? What you doing over there, my Plexi? I swear he's looking at me. So I had no idea what I fancied for lunch. I just had a rummage through the cupboards and the fridge, and I found some noodles, and then I grabbed some beans and peas from the garden. A little bit of sesame oil with a shallot. I don't know, this is just what I fancied. Not particularly nutritious or healthy, but that will definitely keep me full for the afternoon. Well, that was absolutely scrumptious. I was not expecting that to be so good. I've really enjoyed it. It was ever since we did that Origins, wow, this is very close above my face. You can see the brow situation. Yeah, it was ever since I did that Origins cooking workshop where we fried mushrooms, and I normally absolutely hate mushrooms, but since then, it was a cooking masterclass with like a fried rice, fried vegetables, and mushrooms. I've really enjoyed just like grabbing some rice or some noodles and cooking them with some vegetables for lunch. So that was really tasty. I think the secret ingredient is sesame oil and soy sauce, probably the 2 ingredients that also make it not so healthy, but I otherwise would probably have just had a bowl full of plain pasta. So at least I'm getting some vegetables. You may have spotted I used a rather beautiful pink pan, and apparently this is the pan that broke the internet. It's called the Always pan. Apparently it's sold out like 25 times over, and everyone, I actually hadn't seen it before. They actually emailed me to send me one to try out, which is amazing. I hadn't actually heard of it before, but that was my first time using it, and it was great. Ultra non-stick. Apparently you can use it in the place of 8 different pans, so I'll continue to trial it out over the next few weeks and keep you posted, because it is a high price point for a pan, so I want to make sure it's truly epic before telling you all that you must have it in your kitchen. But I'll leave it linked down below anyway, because yeah, it is a good looking pan. It's quite lightweight as well. I thought it was going to be cast iron. As you can see, it's not requiring any bicep muscle. And it cooked my vegetable noodles very well indeed. Now I'm going to make myself a coffee and do a few more loads of laundry, and I'll catch up with you later. Good morning, my darlings. Keeping my voice down because I'm in the changing rooms and it's not very soundproof in here. Yesterday was a very chilled afternoon. I was just doing a little bit of work on my laptop and about 900 loads of laundry after having Charlie's mum and dad here. And today, as you might be able to guess, has started with a lovely swim. The pool was quite busy to begin with. There was about 4 other people in the pool. But then towards the end, I had it to myself, which was lovely. Charlie's got his personal training session this morning. He usually has them on Thursday, but his PT couldn't do Thursday this week. Or maybe Charlie couldn't do it because everyone was over. Either way, he has his PT now. So I did a lovely spin. I can't decide whether I like this swimsuit or not. I feel like it's quite unflattering here, like it's not cinching in quite at the right place, but then I do like how it kind of goes down and reveals the side. And then if you were tanning, it does have quite a big exposed back. But anyway, I'm not going to bother washing my hair. I only got a little bit of pool water down here at the bottom, so I might just splash that bit off. And then I'm going to sit in the barn and have a coffee while I wait for his lordship. So after a lovely brunch and matcha latte at the farmhouse, I got the best table by the fire. We needed the fire on. It is 16 degrees today. It's pretty blooming chilly. But we are back at the cottage. Charlie comes here at least once a week to oversee things that are going on, but I tend to only come at the weekends, so it's nice for me to see the progress in quite dramatic stages. I would say we're maybe 2 or 3 weeks behind where we wanted to be. I think I just underestimate how long everything takes, and a lot of people around this area in particular are doing renovations at the moment, so it's really hard to get dates in the diary, even though we've been, you know, trying to organize this for so long. But as you can see, we now have the main family room, living room painted, and we have also got the light fittings in. We don't have the little caps on the lights yet, but we ended up going for the beautiful Jim Lawrence ones. We've got lights like this in our house, and they really do look beautiful. I think we've got plain cream little hats for them, which should look really lovely. You may notice we also had the wooden strip from above the fireplace taken out and replaced with bricks. We've got the charnwood stove in there. We finally now have new radiators as well, because the old ones had maybe about 50 years worth of dirt in them, and they probably weren't kicking out as much heat as they could do because they were so dirty. I have ordered some really beautiful bespoke radiator covers as well, so hopefully they'll be going in next week. Here's a little close-up of the lights. So now really in here it's just the fun stuff. We've also had the floor buffed and revarnished. I didn't actually think it would come up this good. I thought it would still have some marks on it, but it looks really, really good now that it's been done. We still need to have these bits replaced. It's just going to look so fantastic in here when Caroline has had her little finishing touches. So the things like the blinds and the curtains will make it ultra cozy. This is the light fitting. I kind of wish it was a few inches down, but I don't think we can actually change where it comes out, that we were debating using in our house in the drawing room, but it didn't quite look right. A couple of weeks until the carpet guys can come as well. Oh my goodness, we have got wallpaper in bedroom number 1. Wow, this is starting to look really good. You can see the vibe that we're going for in here. Wallpaper in normal houses probably finishes with a really straight line, but Charlie and I have a taste for rather old and wonky houses, as you can guess. So it looks a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but that's why we love it. And the ceiling lights in here, still being done, have been replaced with antique brass instead of the silver ones that were here before. We've got the new antique brass light switch in here, but it still hasn't quite been fitted yet. The bathroom is still very much a work in progress. And I don't think there'll be any updates up here. I feel like the floor might have been painted in here, I'm not sure. But we've got the lights that were in our dining room up there, and a Jim Lawrence. Gosh, yeah, this floor has definitely been painted. A very dirty mirror. We're gonna have to have a major full day of cleaning in here once it's all done. Another new radiator, which we will paint, and we'll paint the radiator cover the same colour as the walls once those are installed. Obviously we're waiting for the carpets for these stairs here. And back down in bedroom number 1, I thought I would show you, this is the kind of main wardrobe space for the whole property. I think we're going to replace this with an antique brass rail, but the wallpaper continues in there, which is quite a nice touch. I think it'll be quite a cozy little cupboard once we've got the carpet, but yeah, little things like this we're going to replace it. That's a nice antique brass rail. And then I'm not sure if I showed you this area last time we were here. The door will be painted the same colour as this. It looks a lot more apple-y on camera. It's more of a sage in real life. But I'll pop a picture on the screen here of what this area used to look like. And it is now our mini boot room slash coat area. So we've put tongue and groove wall panels in there. We're going to be having a really plumptious seat with this oak leaf cushion on there. And then some antique brass hooks where you can pop your coats, your dog leads, pop your wellies under here. This area is one that has been totally transformed and now really fit for purpose, whereas before it was essentially just a messy and spidery cable cupboard. And then Charlie would like me to see something. Oh, we've already got a mark on the wall there.
Yeah, there will be. Andrew's coming back to do touch-ups.
Great.
These lights up.
Oh, fantastic. Are they Jim Lawrence?
No, these are
Cuckoo. Great. I saw a picture on Instagram, I'll show you in a second, Char, of a planter trough that someone had put against a brick wall like this. Yeah, those mirrors definitely need to go up.
I think though, to be honest, we are pretty sorted for pots and stuff out here. Don't forget we've got quite a lot. We've got too many. I'm thinking I'm going to put the planter with the big japonica here. No, japonica even.
But instead of having lots of pots, do you not think it would look better with one long trough?
I don't know, because I think it's nice to have different things. A trough is limiting to what you can have in it, and we want evergreen out here, don't forget, because half the year otherwise.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We've got a lot planted at home. I'm open to suggestions, but I think when you see what we've got already out here laid up with the table and chairs about here, I think you'll be surprised.
And this door has also been, painted. Obviously we've got a new door handle coming soon, but that is now Cotswold green as well. And are they going to paint the top bar a fresh coat of white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to do both of those.
And those windowsills need repainting as well.
And then that pipe here is going to get painted black, and that is going to get painted black, so it sort of all matches in.
Amazing. And then the final update is, of course, the kitchen. We now have cupboard doors on everything. It hasn't been painted yet. And this really makes me laugh because obviously we're going for a really beautiful antique brass finish. But I feel like I don't even need to say it. You guys probably know exactly what I am not liking about this particular view here. It is, of course, these very... yeah, I have no words for these. So obviously we're going to be replacing those with really beautiful antique brass supports for the shelves. I think they'll be really practical. We can pop some nice bowls, some herbs, but yeah, the supports for the shelves definitely need replacing. And then obviously all the electrics will be done in here. We do have our new lights, which you can see a little bit better there. They're an antique brass, almost kind of like a diner style light. The tap has also been installed. Sorry, Charlie's moving boxes. And it is such a beautiful tap. It is such good quality, really beautiful brass. And then we've got a washing machine, a dishwasher, and a fridge, all integrated. I just can't wait for this room to be painted so that we can really envisage it, and then get all the bits and bobs in. And also, of course, this window will have beautiful blinds, beautiful curtains, but we're getting there slowly but surely. You too! Come on then. Back home again, and I know I've given you a million vegetable garden updates lately, but I was just walking down here to get some broad beans for my dinner. It's a few hours later. Charlie and I have just been chilling on the sofa watching, well, I'll tell you about what we were watching later, because I wanted to update you on my cosmos. Each of the little cosmos that I've been growing in the greenhouse from seed from February are starting to just become absolutely ginormous. This one is having a really good little pollination session. We've got pinks, we've got whites, but the most impressive one, there's so many more coming through here. I can't believe how these are just Dickens! I can't believe how these have suddenly just sprung up and become so huge. One little plant, and remember how tiny they were? Look how big that stalk is now. But this one is by far the most impressive. We have got some ginormous blooms. Look at that. Another bee having a little pollination session. I am so glad I planted these, and I think cosmos just go on all summer until the first frost. I might come and pick some of these. I think the more you pick with cosmos, the more they grow. So I'm going to pick some of these, bring them into the house. We've got friends coming over tomorrow. Look at Dickie coming over to play with Dexy. We've got friends coming over tomorrow for pizzas for the football final. Dickens. So it'd be nice to have some cosmos in the house. Oh dear, my spinach appears to have started to flower though, so I don't think I can eat this set anymore. The set over here I think is still okay to eat, and my lettuces are starting to bolt. I think I might have to buy some more little ones next time I go to Dalesford. Let's check on my kale. The kale's doing all right in there. Loads of beans, which I'm going to harvest a load of these now. Yeah, I need to add some more supports in because this is just taking over. They are absolutely ginormous. Runner beans are doing well. Gosh, that's grown hugely since I was last down here. Oh my goodness. The dahlias are coming out. Oh, my first proper little dahlia flowers. Wow, these cosmos are going to be taking over very soon. Some pink cornflower, some beautiful roses down here, another different kind of dahlia here, and our rose bush at the back there, looking beautiful. I've just noticed my beetroot is starting to really poke out the ground now. I would say this is pretty much ready to harvest. In fact, I feel like we should just give it a go. Let's have a go at this one here. Oh, that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to have to look at some more recipes. Thank you for all of your suggestions for what to do with the beetroot leaves, but oh my goodness. My first beetroot. Over here I need to do some watering because some of these are starting to look a little bit dry, but my cucumber is still doing very well. We have got a little green chili, or maybe it's a pepper, I'm not sure, growing on there. Some little tomatoes starting to come through. Lots of little flowers on this one. I think this is a squash, maybe a butternut squash. Again, these definitely need some water. I'm going to go and take my trug down to the kitchen garden. My battery's flashing, so I'm going to leave you on charge while I go and pick some produce. Okay, I've given the battery 20 minutes or so to charge, and I have been busy picking. I have already popped the sweet peas in some water, but how lovely is this jug, my Tory Burch lettuce jug. I have filled up with a mixture of roses, peonies, the last of the peonies, and some of the Cosmos. The Cosmos are just looking exceptionally beautiful. It's a really nice little pink and white collection. I grabbed some beans. I did notice some aphids, so I'm going to spray some of the beans as well. And my giant beetroot. I think seeing as the sun has just come out and it is looking so beautiful this evening. Gosh, the border is looking so incredible. I didn't actually think it would get to be this good this year. I thought we'd have to wait a little bit longer and maybe till next year for it to be this good. So I'm really pleased with this, but I think I'm also going to pick some of the cornflowers down at the bottom here because there are so many of them, and I think it'd be nice to bring them inside. If we look underneath these giant leaves, you can see I have got a couple of courgettes growing in here. This one's flower seems to have gone off a little bit, so I wonder if you're meant to pick the flower when it's a little bit younger. I might take that one in tomorrow. And this one for my ricotta-filled courgette flower. I've got the sprinklers on in this area. Hopefully that'll help the lettuce and spinach and my red lettuce to not bolt quite as much. I think I'm going to save propping these up until tomorrow. There are so many fat and juicy broad bean pods in here, ready to be picked. So once again, I'm making the pasta queen recipe. I did talk through this in a little bit more detail in, I think, the last vlog. Gosh, my voice keeps going tonight. In the last vlog, the pasta queen on Instagram basically did a reel for like a pea and parmesan and pecorino pasta. And I tried it last week and it is absolutely scrumptious. Again, I'm using the Always pan and it is just absolutely perfect for this.
You're always using that.
Ha ha ha! If you find the reel that the pasta queen has done too quick, take a little screenshot of this, although my notes are not very clear. That obviously means with salt and pepper. Dry pea means dry pasta. Yeah, this is how you do it. I have wazzed up my pecorino and my parmesan. Now just to add an egg. I wish I could do this one-handed. Oh, not bad actually. Not bad. Oops. So I'm just going to mix this together with a fork and add it to my mixture. I've realised I've messed up a little bit this time because I added the cheese and the egg mixture before my pasta was cooked. So I had to then add more water and it's made the consistency go a little bit strange. So unfortunately this one isn't going to be quite as good as my first attempt, but I won't be making that mistake again, and it's still a good 7 out of 10, I would say. Good morning, my darlings. It is Sunday morning. Excuse my laundry on the poof behind me. It is one of those days I have been scurrying around the house, tidying. I also did 20 minutes on the Peloton this morning, as well as a 15-minute resistance band workout, which was quite nice. I like to switch things up a little bit because I feel like my muscles get quite used to certain exercises, so I feel like I actually continue to feel the burn if I switch things up a bit. So I'm really enjoying doing a few resistance band workout. Why can I not say that? Resistance band workouts at the moment. I've just done my usual everyday makeup and I finished with my ByTerry Hyaluronic Hydro Balm, and this is the shade Tea Time. Not focusing, is it? This is the shade Tea Time, which I would say is a really lovely browny, pinky, just a very, very flattering shade. I'm not going to get too close again today because my eyebrows, I've just woken up and they are scabby. They're really not looking too pretty today, so I'm trying to draw the attention away with a nice, juicy, hydrated, pretty coloured lip. I've got on my H&M Brock collection dress. I actually cut the straps off this morning. It used to have those dark navy ribbon straps, but I just cut them off. I think it looks fine without. It's a fairly tight bodice, so I just didn't really think it needed it, and this is the one that I actually cut the hem of as well. It used to be a bobble hem, but now I have just cut it and re-hemmed it so that it's a nice straight hem. Really simple dress. Ooh. Church bells are going off, calling everyone to Sunday morning service. I'm going to have to pop a cardigan on though because the clouds sadly are coming in. I think the weather unfortunately is just going to keep on getting worse and worse as the day goes on, which is a shame because we've got friends coming over shortly for a nice walk and then pizzas for the football. It's the Euro final today, England versus Italy, so the boys and us girls are going to be watching that, but we're going to make some pizzas, which is a bit naughty because that's Italian and obviously we're supporting England in the football, but hey ho. I also need to make some gluten-free pizza dough this morning. I'm going to make some beetroot hummus and a broad bean and pea hummus dip. Hopefully I might be able to find some radishes in the garden as well that we can dunk in these hummuses so that we can have some nice snacks from the kitchen garden before our walk. What else do I need to do? I actually need to plant some of my things which are in the greenhouse because the next few days is due to rain quite a lot, and then we've got a heat wave, so this is really my last opportunity to do some planting. Oh, and as a little reminder, ByTerry and I are hosting the most incredible competition. I haven't actually mentioned it here on my YouTube before, I've mentioned it over on my Instagram, but we have decided to extend the dates so that I can let you, my YouTube audience, know about this competition. Essentially, we are going to be arranging a makeup artist, a ByTerry makeup artist, to do the wedding makeup for one of you guys, one of your friends that's getting married this summer. You have to enter via, or next summer, you have to enter via the Instagram post. I'll leave a direct link to the Instagram post down below. But yeah, just the most incredible opportunity to have a pro makeup artist from ByTerry do your wedding day makeup, which just means the most beautiful, glowing, pretty makeup. Such an incredible opportunity, so do pass that on to any of your friends that might be getting married and to yourself if you're getting married in the next year or so. And yeah, it's just such a fantastic opportunity. And while we're chatting ByTerry, reminder that my 20% off code is still valid, Josie20 off full price pieces, including the gorgeous balms, so make the most of that while it is still here. So yeah, I'm going to pop a cardigan on. Which one shall we do? Excuse the slight mess in here. I'll tidy this room up when it's rainy outside. I hate tidying when it's sunny. Have I got my nice needle and thread one in here somewhere? That's better. Now let's head out into the garden. Okay, so down in the very wild looking kitchen garden, excuse the church bells going off, these are the bits that I'm going to plant today. We have got a courgette here, which I definitely should have planted earlier, oh no, that's a pumpkin, starting to look a little bit strangled, and it has started to flower, but I've not taken very good care of it. We've got a courgette plant over here, another one there, and then my little kales, which I think have started to have been eaten by butterflies in the greenhouse. This one has been eaten by something out in the garden. The only one that's really surviving is the one in the cloche. This one here, so I might add another one inside this cloche. Gosh, it was only last night that I showed you down here my courgettes, and we can see that this one has grown probably a couple of centimeters overnight. I think these are the male flowers, and these more closed up ones that will end up having a courgette are the female flowers. And I didn't realise, but you're actually meant to pick them. I was watching a Sarah Raven video when they are that size as opposed to any bigger, whereas when you see them in the shops they're about twice the size, but apparently the taste of a courgette this big is much, much nicer. So I am going to harvest my first courgette. Snip. This one's flower is a little bit sad, so we definitely won't be eating this one, but the courgette we definitely will. Add that to my truck of produce. I've got loads of broad beans and just a couple of spring onions, which one of the recipes I was looking at said to add into a broad bean hummus recipe. And I think I'm going to take these male courgette flowers. Oop, don't worry, loads more will grow. And I think we can make these into a bit of a courgette flower tempura, which sounds rather lovely. Apparently courgettes are really abundant and they just grow like crazy, so I'm not going to be too sensitive about harvesting them. It's better to harvest what you've got, but I think that harvesting does make them grow even more. So I might even, although that doesn't have an obvious place to cut it. Gosh, they're quite spiky. Let's have a look around the other side. Don't think we've got any ready to harvest here. You can see that almost looks like it's going to turn into a melon, doesn't it? It's just so fascinating growing your own plants. Honestly, it's been so rewarding this year. Yeah, this one's really sprawling. I don't know if it's a courgette or a... Gosh, could you imagine if that turned into a pumpkin? Come back to these videos in October. Who knows what that's going to be, but it doesn't look like a courgette. If you look inside this plant here, they do look kind of rude, but that is what a female courgette looks like, and then this bit here is what's going to turn into the courgette like the one that I've just picked. Oh, well, that actually just fell off. So this one I'm going to fill with ricotta cheese. Lovely. And also in the Sarah Raven video, she did say that courgettes sometimes get a little bit of a kind of powdery fungus growing on them later in the summer, and that you can make a chive tea, which apparently really helps this. So I might come down in the garden next week and pick some chives and start brewing them for some chive tea. I don't know if this is an early sign of that fungus. One more thing that I learned in the Sarah Raven video is that you have to remove this inside bit. Do you see where it's got like a little flower inside? Because apparently that tastes really bitter. Bye-bye. Now that I've got my edibles inside, I have just bought 3 vases with some water in. I say vases, an old jam jar, an old essential oil bottle and an old milk bottle with some water in to pick some flowers, because it is going to be rainy for the next few days. So I want to be able to enjoy these inside, and it's also better for the flowers because, for example, a rose, if it gets too much water on it, it weighs it down and it's more likely to snap. So I'd much rather enjoy it in the house and rescue it. We've got some really beautiful pale pink roses over here. I think these are the Emily Bronte rose. And in any flower cutting videos that I've watched, it always recommends bringing the water down to the garden, whether it's in a bucket or in the jars already, because then it doesn't give the flowers time to dry out, which ultimately will shorten the amount of time that they look beautiful in your kitchen. So without further ado, let's get picking. Well, I am very happy with these 3 little posies that I have just brought in from the garden. So this one is a mixture of purpley pink and also white cosmos. Some of them are starting to get really nice and tall, so I can make some slightly higher displays. Some of them I actually had to cut down a little bit, but they are so lovely. I'm definitely going to be growing cosmos again next year. I cannot believe how big each little stem, each little seedling, how big it is, how big they've got now. And then I decided to do one, I think I'm going to put this in the downstairs bathroom. These just look like giant daisies. Again, these are Cosmos. I think these are called the White Purity in the milk bottle. And then the little fat jar, I can't remember what this had inside it. I need to do that magic trick where you get rid of the stickiness, but I've popped loads of pink roses, a mixture of the Emily Brontes, and I think that's a centifolia rose with a couple of leaves, a mixture of ones which are fully out and some which haven't come out yet, and that just looks rather gorgeous. Well, would you look at that? This is my produce from the garden this morning. I could have probably carried on picking for another half an hour or so, but I think I'd better start preparing some food, seeing as I think our guests could be arriving from about an hour's time. So we have got this beautiful little posy in an old Dalesford pesto jar of pinky roses. We've got the light pink ones I showed you earlier, more Cosmos, some really beautiful light pinks. I think this is the Emily Bronte and it is just spectacular. And then this is a slightly different kind, another David Austin. We've got my science beaker, Hotel Chocolat science beaker filled with Cosmos. Gosh, what a beautiful selection. And after the rain, we've got another lovely week of sunshine, so there's just going to be even more blooms coming our way very soon. So the first thing I need to make in the kitchen, and I've probably got about 40 minutes to do this, but I'm sure everyone won't arrive exactly the time that we suggested. I'm going to make some gluten-free pizza bases. So I've got some gluten-free flour, a little bit of sugar, apparently that's within the recipe, some yeast and some chia seeds, very interesting. So I also need to get some salt and some olive oil. So it looks like I need to add water, chia seeds, sugar and yeast to the Thermomix, 2 minutes, 37 degrees, speed 2. Typical, just as our friends are about to arrive, it clouds over. Doesn't look too cloudy on the camera, but I assure you it is. But we have got so many blooms on the table. Normal hummus, broad bean hummus, and my beetroot hummus, and plenty of things to dip it in.
on.